so that we can save this for later and I can post it into Without Borders. So I want to thank you all for taking the time on Sunday evening to come and get on a Zoom training tonight. One thing that I was talking with Marisha actually this week was about how even though that I am, have been successful in the business, I feel like sometimes when I speak to you guys, it feels sort of out of reach for some of you. And so to be able to take somebody that's brand new in the business, who is a brand new Ruby, and to be able to have her talk about what has made her successful in the business, I think is more helpful sometimes to those of you that are brand new in the business. So, I've got a few questions that I want to ask her about and just what has made her successful. So, Marisha, I'm so glad that you are on this Zoom with me and so excited to have you in this business with me. We actually used to work night shift together in Oklahoma many, many years ago. And so we have known each other for a very long time, but really proud of her and proud of how well she's done in the business, jumping in and jumping on board. So, Marisha, tell us what made you get started in the business?
My first thing was I knew I needed to lose some weight, and I knew I needed help. Everything I had been trying was not working. And I was seeing your pictures, and I was like, well, she can do it. I can do this. If it was working for her, it's going to work for me. And so I kind of watched for a while, and then February, she gets this bonus, and I was hooked then, because I was like, I need that bonus. Then I started dreaming about all the things I could do with that money for my family. So I jumped in head first. I had no idea. I had never tried a single product once from It Works, had never even heard of It Works. So I totally took a leap of faith, and here I am. You're muted. I can't hear you, Melody.
So I'm so glad that you did. So looking back, if you were talking to somebody that was brand new like you, what is the one thing that you would tell them to do? Like looking back, and I don't know if I told you to do it or, whatever, but looking back, if you were talking to somebody brand new first starting, what is something you would tell them?
I'm sure you did tell me, and several of the Zooms I've listened to have said the same thing, and it's so true, is being consistent. Posting every single day, whether you feel like crap and you have a million other things to do with your family and your work, taking that extra 5 seconds to throw in a post while you're going to the bathroom, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're, waiting for something. There's always those little times when you can throw up a post, but being consistent and posting every day about the same product. I'm posting about the products that I'm using. I'm not out there posting about things that I haven't used or am not currently using, just because I did a few in the beginning, but overall, like every day my posts are going to be about what I'm using, because people want to hear that you are having those results too. It's easy to say somebody else is having those results, but when they're seeing your results in person or in pictures, especially the people that have known you for a long time, that's what really catches their attention. So being consistent, finding a routine that you can do every day, and then doing it every day. I have certain things that I post. I have certain amount of people that I'm following up with every day, certain amount of, my own tasks. I'm going to exercise for this amount of time during the day. I'm going to do my personal development, this time. Everybody has their own routine, but getting a routine that, like I said, that you can stick to, that works for you, and then doing it every day.
Right. I love it. You're exactly right. Because that is really, and I'm a preacher of consistency all the time, because that's really what it's about. Taking a break from this business can sometimes almost be like a detriment to you. People, the average time people have to see something on social media or commercial, they use it to, in reference to commercials. We look at commercials, we see things advertised all the time, but it's the average of times is 7 times. So now what we're learning is that in this new social media world where we are so driven by ads and, ads, we're constantly tossed into them. Now they have to see it 19 times. I was on a most recent training that I saw 19 times before they actually, pull the trigger and buy. So that is why it's so important to saturate your audience with And I say saturate loosely because you are fighting a Facebook algorithm that is battling you from every moment of every day. And so you may post on coffee in the morning and 10 people see it. You may post about chocolate greens that night and another 10 people see it, and you still have 800 friends that haven't seen anything about coffee and greens. And so that's why being consistent and posting same product over and over, so that those people keep seeing those things over and over and what you're using. And I love what you said about people that that know you. You know, you are preaching to an audience of people that have known you as not, you know, being a weight loss fan, as not being, you know, for me, I've known you for a long time. You're not a fad person. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't jump into things readily. You're not trying the latest craze diet or craze, you know, it works company. This is like something that is a huge thing for you. And when you are trying to prove to your audience that this is something serious, that you're taking this business serious, that's when consistency is even more important, because they're sitting back watching and wondering how long you're going to stay in it. Is this something that she's really going to stick with? Is she really going to lose weight with this? Is this business really going to make her money? And those are the people that are all of a sudden 3 months in going to be like, okay, tell me what you're doing. Tell me all about it, because of that consistency. That's going to speak volumes to people that have known you your whole life. So I am really, I love to hear you say that, because like, I feel like I preach that all the time, but it is just a reality. One thing I did want to say is there is an app out there, for those of you that don't know, called Hootsuite. That is a great app that can actually plan your week ahead of time. So what you can do is you can sit down on a Sunday afternoon and you can actually plan all your posts for the whole week. And then you don't even have to worry about posting anymore, you know, unless you want to throw a random picture in of your family or whatever of your life. And it just kind of streamlines and makes things a little bit easier. And then you just respond to people who respond to you. Then you just have to worry about your messaging. But that daily task that we ask you to do every day, you know, if you set those up, you know, you have an inspirational quote that goes up at 7 a.m. every morning, and you have a different one all week long, done, that's done. Then you have a product post or whatever. You can take 10 pictures of you with your coffee cup on Sunday afternoon with different hands or poses or whatever, and bam, at 10 o'clock it's hitting everybody's Facebook profile. And so, you know, talking about your keto coffee some way, some different way. And that's stuff that you can plan out ahead of time just to make it easier on your life. And then you can just worry about connecting with people, conversations, adding friends, growing your network. So anyway, that's another great tool that's out there that can be used. So, all right. So give me 2 things you make sure to do every day.
Well, I don't have to, because you know me, I'm not going to share everything. So what I have is my daily tasks that in the front of my planner, I have wrote out, there's actually 8 things on here that is my goal to do every single day, which is the first thing I always do is I get up a spiritual type of a post, something that is going to touch people, that's going to say, hey, look, hard times, they're there, but something motivational or inspirational somehow. That's because, and that I'm not using that just for them, that's for me too. That helps me get my day rolling in a positive way. So obviously posting about the products. But I'm also trying to find, even if it's 10 minutes where I sit there and do nothing. I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm not doing laundry, it's just my time. I need that time to just, even if, like I said, if I'm just sitting there locking myself in the bathroom chilling for 10 minutes, where I'm not taking care of a kid and I'm not working about work.
This person that Valley's interviewing tonight,
Go ahead, Marshall. Sorry, I had to mute.
So those, I feel like that is just something that's very important that I need to do for me, because being a full-time mom, wife, nurse, I need that 10 or 15 minutes a day. So I'm finding that whether I'm taking it and I'm reading a book to improve myself, or I'm just sitting and doing nothing, or I'm taking an extra long shower where nobody can get in and talk at me. My kids don't talk to me sometimes, they talk at me. And I'm just like, blah, blah, yeah, I hear you, but I don't hear you. So those are 2 things that are pretty important, I feel. Good.
I love that, how you said just sit there in silence. I watched a Zoom this week that talked, it was just a lot about internal focus. And one of the things it talked about was just taking time to JST, just sit there. And it said, taking 10 minutes out of your day to just not think, not worry about things, not do laundry, not touch anything, not read, not look at your phone, and just sit there and I've been doing that every day. I've been trying to make sure that I take that time. Now, sometimes I'm staring at my microwave clock out of the corner of my eye, like, okay, 10 more minutes to sit here. And there's some days I'm soaking it up, and then there's others, and I'm like, okay. But what I've noticed is that I just am enjoying the silence of just being there. What I've been doing is taking my cup of coffee and just enjoying my cup of coffee without the distraction of business, kids, family, any other thoughts, enjoying my cup of coffee because it is relaxing to me, and just recentering myself for the day and refocusing kind of on my day. Some people say that it's in those moments, those quiet moments that you have that, ideas are born, or when you're not so worried about your checkoff list and this and that, that things just are revealed to you, or even just the calmness of just the presence of the Lord coming over you, and just, asking the Lord, taking that time to meditate and pray and ask the Lord to guide you through your day and guide you through your business. And that's, something that I try to hold on to too, as, I feel like this is a huge leap that the Lord's given me. And Marisha, you and I have talked about this too. We both have big dreams, and we believe that the Lord has laid this into our life for some reason. And, we're running with it as fast as we can. And so, Lord, guide me and show me where you want me to go. But, and some days I don't feel worthy for this crazy life that I'm living right now. I sympathize with Marisha about being a nurse. I am like not missing that at all. Every day I never would have thought that this would be my life, that I wouldn't be nursing. And here I am loving every single day of it. So especially on a holiday weekend where I don't have to go to work. Like, what is that? What is that? All right. So, okay. You're basically one of the highest BV enrollers we have on Without Borders. So I don't know that I ever see just a 30 order come in for you. You typically, almost every order, have high BV enrollments. So tell me what your trick is for that. Tell me kind of what verbiage you're using. How are you getting these as a new person? That's a skill that has taken me time to develop. Like, what are you doing that is helping you enroll these high BV orders?
Actually, until you kind of brought that to my attention, I didn't really think that I was doing anything that spectacular, I guess. I don't know. But honestly, I'm posting about the products I'm using, which obviously I'm using the triple threat. So that's a huge chunk. And like I said, most of these people on my Facebook that are seeing this have known me my entire life. They know I've been overweight my entire life. So the fact that they're seeing me losing this weight, this progressive, I mean, that's pretty much what they always ask me. What are you doing? Like, they want to know what I'm doing. So the fact that I'm actually using the products and I'm getting those results, that's intriguing these people. And heck, they're going to try it. They are going to use what I'm telling them to use. They're trusting that what I'm doing is working. So that's what they want. And I've just more recently started upselling. I've been watching a lot of Zooms about that just because I wanted to have more volume. And the first time I asked and somebody was like, oh, sure. And I was like, oh my gosh, whoa, that was so easy. Like, all I had to do was ask. And they said yes. And I like squealed out loud. It was crazy. But it was, I'm not the type of person to go and I ask people for things. So the fact that they were willing, they were like, sure. And I was like, heck yeah. So I definitely will be doing that more. But honestly, like I said, just using those products, and I'm using several, so they're seeing my results. Using the wraps, what I posted about the wraps for me, I had several people like, so.
That's awesome. And you're doing really well with posting personal stuff. Yeah. You are very good about, you've been posting a lot of before and afters. You posted your own personal wrap results. I mean, you are putting yourself out there, and I have to commend you for that, because a lot of people are real hesitant about posting their own personal stuff. And I don't want to say take the easy way out, but do a lot of ad pictures, to use a lot of the It Works corporate pictures. And you are very good about incorporating yourself and your own personal results into these. And I think that's what's helping you. I think that's what's
I guarantee it is. I have never posted a selfie. I mean, I guarantee you I was making fun of everybody who was taking selfies and they're making their little faces, and that just wasn't me. So for me to put a single picture, even if you've seen where I've cut out my family, it was still just me. Like that took a lot for me to overcome. That was totally stepping out of my comfort zone to post those pictures and personal pictures about my flabby arms. Who wants to see that? Well, the people who are going to see these results, they want to see that. So that was a huge achievement for me to overcome that. So, and yeah, I definitely am seeing more people interested when they're seeing my results, because they know that's me. If I'm posting and I'm showing other people's results, yeah, there'll be several likes, but the ones who are loving it and they're commenting, and so those people who are commenting, they're sending my post back out there for other people to see. So that's really what I think is doing it for me, is because I'm having the results and sharing those.
Awesome. That is so awesome. And you know, for some people, and rap results are very personal. Like, I feel like when you are doing rap results and a girl my size, I struggle. I have yet to put my belly out there. And I have yet to do that. And I feel like raps have been something that I am using them and want to use them more and want the same results, but I have not taken that step to put that out there. And I feel like to sell wraps, you do have to do that. And we're talking about 54 BV. Like, these are not no small amounts for wraps. I mean, that is a great sale. And then you upsell a cleanse with that or whatever, and you are, rocking and rolling. And so, I love that you did that, and your arms look great. I mean, your results looked so good. And so even for me, I was like, shoot, I need to do that to my arms. I was like, wham. So, even for me as a distributor, I was like, shoot, I need to be doing that more often. But no, I love that. I love listening to you talk about upselling, because it is something I felt uncomfortable around too. We have a lot of the same personality. I have never considered myself a pushy person. And when I got into this business, I felt like sometimes it's, pushes you in that direction sometimes. But when it's something as simple as I don't use just one product. So for me to sit there and talk to somebody about Thermifite X and know that I got my results from Triple Threat, it's almost like I'm doing them a disservice, and so it's, if you want to help them achieve the maximum results, that's when you do. This is what I've done to get my results, period. And talk to them about that. If they're buying wraps and, a cleanse would help them also with their bloat and know they struggle with that, just ask them. It never hurts to just ask. I literally have I ask every single customer of mine. And then you also, when you send them to the website, it automatically, so say you're uncomfortable taking their information and putting the order in, you send them to your website, the website automatically asks them to upsell. For you. So if that's something you feel uncomfortable with, it sends them there. And the next thing you know, they're buying Mocha Dreams and, whatever. And you've got so much more BV in there, and they're trying more products. That's what it's all about, is you're trying to find the right pack of products for somebody that wants to continue to have them ordering from you. I will be a lifelong customer. I love the greens. They have literally, number one, I drink coffee every day. I'm battling my weight loss. I'm a year in. I still have more to go. I'm sure this is going to be a struggle for me for life, trying to even continue maintaining. And so I'll be drinking my coffee and greens every single day. And the greens have made such a huge difference in my gut health that is something that I will never stop drinking and never stop taking. And so that's where you want, our goal should be finding and fitting our customers with something that they can't live without for the rest of their life, and we have the ability to be able to do that for people just by not letting them fail, number one, by just selling them the one product, okay? And then not getting the results that they're seeing from me, knowing I've been using 3. And so we want to set them up for success. We want to help these people be able to achieve their goals just like we have. And then also help them find something that will, keep them maintained as a customer for a long time. So, all right, so tell me something you wish you could go back and tell yourself. So looking back at the very beginning, what is one thing you wish you could go back and tell yourself on day one?
Probably the hardest thing is hearing no, because I'm not really used to that. I'm kind of used to getting my own way. I'm a pretty dominant personality, as you know. So letting myself know that it's okay, that if somebody's going to say no, because you're going to hear it a lot. And also knowing that just because they're saying no right now doesn't mean no forever.
Right.
They may not be throwing it out there like, hey, I just don't have the money. Some people are not comfortable saying that. But they may end up picking up some shifts and then they have money. So in a month, they may be coming back saying, okay, I'm ready to try that now. So not taking that personally, you
Right.
got to have some thick skin. But at first I was like, oh, like, okay, some people were not very nice about it, but it's okay. It's okay if they say no, because I just kind of figured one of these days when my butt's skinny and they're not, they're going to come and be like, yep, I probably should have joined you 2 months ago or 3 months ago or a year ago, because then I'd be looking hot like you. So there you go.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you?
That's probably never going to happen, but I may not be hot, but my butt's going to be a lot skinnier than it was 6 months ago. That's for dang sure.
I love that so much. It is so true, though. That is something I had to overcome too. But you'd have to, and you're right about taking it personal. It isn't no to you personally. I was talking to somebody today. The thing is, when you have somebody contact you, okay, because a lot of the times I know me personally, I'm not cold messaging somebody about products. So when I'm having a conversation with them, it's because they've reached out or responded to a post or responded to a hap that I had. And so, without a matter of fact, doubt, anything, they're interested in your product. Period. Something about that made them choose to reach out to you for whatever reason, sparked the interest. They're interested in your product. So whether it's today, whether it's a week from now, they're not going to lose that interest that, hey, I might like to try that. You never know when their defining moment's going to be. We're getting ready to go into swimsuit season. I got to put a swimsuit on in the morning, people. Okay, I'm going to real wish that I had wrapped it in between my legs, because I would like to have a thigh gap. Not that I'm skinny enough to have one, but I have big dreams for that. And so, big dreams for this. So but tomorrow I'm getting in a swimsuit for the first time for the summer. Okay. So many people that we've had conversations with over the last 5 months are going to be doing the exact same this weekend and going into this week. And guess what? They're not going to feel so great. And so that may be a defining moment for them. These conversations you've been having with them since January, all of a sudden they're going to have those regrets that they did not get started sooner. And so that they showed interest at the very beginning. So I always encourage people, write down your contacts, keep following up with them. Don't bother them weekly, but I try to at least follow up with them once a month, if not once a month, once every month, and just let them know I'm still here, let them know I'm still around. And are they ready to get started yet? Because you never know when that defining moment, is going to happen for them, where all of a sudden they're like, whew, I'm sick of this. Okay. So
just keep posting.
Yes. Posting because they're going to keep seeing you.
Yeah, and especially whatever posts that you're getting the most likes, hearts, maybe not even comments, but just those, like, hone in on which ones are getting that, and then that's the ones you need to start targeting towards.
Absolutely. That's finding what your audience wants. Finding your, my niche is obviously weight loss, but finding your niche, finding what you're getting most interactions about and comments about. And then that's what you need to focus in and hone in on. So I love that. One thing I've been doing, I obviously encourage you guys to do haps, and like right now it's the end of the month. And so I am like going hap crazy. I'm trying to get 500 haps up this week. And so I'm literally messaging everybody that is, on right now, and I'm like, hey, you want to do a hap for me? You want to do a hap for me? So what I'm doing though for my hap is I'm trying to make it personal. I feel like I wasn't getting much hits just from ad-like posts, and so I'm really trying to make it personal. And I'm doing a before and after picture of myself. And so with my results, so whether it's you guys have a before and after picture of your cleanse or your own cleanse results, or, whether it's triple threat, whatever it may be, I am doing a personal before and after, and then saying, hey, this is check out my friend Melody, and these are actual friends of mine on Facebook. I mean, like, these are, real people that I may not know them. I got 5,000 friends. I don't know who they are. But they are my friend. But like I had one person say, hey, these results are real. I have not been spammed. If you have any questions, message me. And then she put my hat post below that. And that speaks volumes. Like that, to me, that's like to have someone that says, hey, this is real, like if you have questions, I'm not being spammed, please message me and I'll send you her info. And I was like, whoop, whoop. So that is, what triple threat is she using? I'm using the Keto Coffee, Chocolate Greens, and Thermophyte X. That's what I'm advertising as my triple threat, because that's personally what I'm using. Some people, and the reason why I like that triple threat combo is, number one, it's a combo that can be used for 90 days. Some people use Cleanse, TFX, and Fat Fighters, which is fine. TFX and Fat Fighters are a great combo. But to me, I don't typically cleanse monthly. And I don't personally use Fat Fighters because that's a splurge pill, is what I consider as a splurge pill. So I already try to eat right and make healthy choices. So I will, like I ate cake. I took my Fat Fighters with me to go eat cake, and I do have those on hand for splurges, but it's not something I take daily. Now, some people who don't want to eat right, if they're going to tell you that they don't want to do anything to change their lifestyle, then I'm going to encourage them to add Fat Fighters into their life, because they need to knock some calories off a meal. But if they're already working hard on eating right, then that's the triple threat combo I use. And it's super easy. This is what I'm telling everybody to do. This is what I personally am doing. I'm drinking my Keto Coffee and my Chocolate Greens in the morning. And then I take my 2 TFX at lunch. You cannot get any easier than that. I mean, like when you're sitting there talking to somebody about a regimen or doing something, sometimes I feel like we're like, drink a bottle of Cleanse for breakfast, take 1 Thermophyte X, take one for breakfast, take 1 Thermophyte X at lunch, take your 2 Fat Fighters at dinner. And you know what I'm saying? It's like you're in this, crazy regimen to use, and it's like, simplify it, make it easy for them, that it's something. I couldn't even remember taking my birth control when I was of ovulating age. And so, like, I had 2 oops babies because I couldn't remember to do that. We expect people to sit there and remember to take something 3 times a day. Are you crazy? And so, try to make it as easy as possible, because we want them, again, to be successful and lifelong customers. So, okay. So, all right. What?
It's the 3 products I'm using too. Somebody was asking.
Yes.
So yes.
Marisha, it's just, yeah, she's using the same 3 products. Give us a selling tip that's been working for you right now. Just one tip, or both, or whatever.
The before and afters of myself, obviously, are what's getting the most attention. Because, like I said before, a lot of people have known me for my entire life, so they know I've tried everything. Even if they don't personally know, who wants to be overweight your entire life? So now that they're seeing that something's working for me, so I really feel like that's probably my biggest thing that's convincing people, is my personal posts before and afters.
Good. All right, so you got anything else that you want to share with us before we get off?
What?
No, go ahead.
Probably the main thing would just be, like we've kind of reiterate, being consistent, finding that routine that works for you. Everybody has different things going on in their life. Got to be different places at different times, but there's some kind of routine that everybody can figure out and stick to. You just got to figure out what that is for you, and don't give up. Even on those days where you're like, everybody's commenting, something's not working, and why is this? I woke up one morning with like 8 messages they were all negative, and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna ignore that for 5 minutes, do my come to Jesus moment first thing in the morning instead of in the middle, and then get up and deal with all their negative and try to problem solve all their problems.
I do that too. I'm like, I'll look at Ben, I'll look down at my phone, and I'm like, and Ben will be like, what? And I'm like, I can't right now. I just can't. Sometimes you just gotta like collect yourself to battle, because it is, unfortunately, it's a customer service. And so, with the, positive comes the negative as well. So, I love how you talk about finding a routine. That leadership Zoom that I was on this week talked about making a schedule. And it's something I've thought about before. Try to schedule out your day, even down to when you're going to cook dinner, even down to when you do your devotionals, so that you don't let the day pass you by, because I feel like sometimes I can have worked all day long and yet not really accomplished anything. And I can feel like I have been on my phone with this business all day long and still not have completed my daily tasks. How does that happen? It happens because we get distracted, and it happens because we don't set certain time limits on ourselves. And so that was something that I really that spoke to me. When I was working, I now have the luxury to be able to, move my time around this business. But when I was working, I would take my lunch break and I would do a post, or I would message somebody back. I would use those down times as working times. If I sat down to pee, I'm posting real quick. If I wake up in the morning before I get out of the bed, I was making sure that I got a post up. And so that's where you start to take down that daily task list, that sevens list of things to do, your self-development, your self-development. You have no excuse to do. We're all in the car once a day at least. Turn something on your phone, on YouTube, that's motivational or about the business, that teaches you, learns, a devotional that you can listen to. And that's something that you can accomplish every day. Everybody is in the car at least once a day. And so that takes that away. You don't have to do anything but just listen as you're driving. And so I always tell people, because that's something we let go a lot and don't make a priority in our life, is that self-development time. And when you sit there and you make that a part of your day, you do find that the negative doesn't bother you as much, because you are centered in yourself, centered in why you're doing this business, and your ultimate end all goal. And you start seeing, like Marisha, she's Ruby, now she's heading for Emerald, and you just start seeing the vision as you start changing your mindset a little bit. So like I said, use the car time. All right, does anybody have any questions specific? Do what?
Add to what you're saying. The Zoom that I listened to earlier kept repeating things that were like starting to sink in. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So you have to replenish yourself, because especially if you have kids and you're working and you're giving and giving, especially as a nurse, Melody knows, you're constantly trying to please somebody. You got to put that back on you. You have to replenish yourself. And like I said, whether it's that 10 or 15 minutes where you lock yourself in the bathroom and blare some music, and so you can't think about the 50 million things that you have to do, find whatever works for you, something that gives you back your center and your sanity for just a little bit.
Right. I love that. Does anybody have any questions specifically for Marisha? They can unmute yourself and ask, or myself, if you have a question for myself, or you can type it into the chat. Does anybody have any specific questions? She just went Ruby, you guys. So if you are on that same journey, if you have questions about what it takes to get there, or, she's a busy mom working and was able to accomplish that and knock it out. So, it is very much achievable. Did I hear somebody talk? No, I guess not. Okay, so I'm going to talk for just a second about end of the month. So we have 5 days from, Friday, 5 days. Today's 6, I guess, but it's already almost over. 5 days until the end of the month. And so this is the biggest time where we are pushing as a team for promotions. And really, even if you aren't going for promotions, just a bigger paycheck at the end of the day. This is when this end of the month volume really starts to, be important. And I feel like I wish that we all worked as hard at the end of the month as we at the beginning of the month, because if I worked as hard as I'm getting ready to work for the next 5 days, the whole freaking month, which I would be a crazy person and a zombie, but I mean, imagine what I could do. And, I think that, the difference between just doing your daily, this is leadership Zoom I was on. I keep referencing back to it because it was just, I took 7 pages of notes. I literally took notes and was just writing things down because it just spoke to me. You can't expect to, hard work pays off. And so we can't expect to promote and move up in this business without A, being an example to our team, B, working hard, and more importantly, working harder than every single member on our team. And so whether we are waking up early, staying up late, I want you to look in your mirror at the end of the day. And if you worked as hard, if every person on your team worked as hard as you did that day, would your team be successful? I mean, that is something to speak to yourself in the mirror. If your team worked as hard as you did that day, would your team be successful? And so that really puts it back on you. Are you, as a leader of your team, working the hardest, and are you doing what you can do to be successful? And if your team followed that lead, they would be successful. And so it really just kind of puts that responsibility back on yourself to, again, be making sure that you're teaching your new people the ropes and how to work this business, and also, you know, not just teaching them, but being that example, leading, showing them that you can enroll people, that you are signing distributors, that you are raising up and encouraging them, giving them a customer, and, you know, just helping them move along to be able to be successful. Because, you know, honestly, I look back at myself. I was talking to somebody that used to be a distributor for It Works a couple years ago, and I just happened to cold message her out of the blue. And the only cold messages I do, just to put that out there, is to ask if people want to join the business. And I don't cold message about products or anything like that, but I will cold message about, you know, do you want to join the business? And she said that she'd been a distributor before. And she said, but it didn't work out for her. And instead of just saying, I felt led to respond a different way than I normally would. I'm so sorry that it didn't work out for you. I wish that I would have been there for you, is what I said to her. And I don't know what made me say that. That's not my typical response. Usually I just say, oh, okay, well, I hope you have a great day, you know, blah, 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 move on. You know, it didn't work out for me. I said, oh, I wish I would have been there for you. And she responded back and said, yeah, I did not have much help from my upline. And I felt like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know how to run the business. And I said, well, and I just kept it real simple and said, you know, if you ever decide to try this business again, I would love to help you succeed in this business. And so it made me really think about, you know, day one, month one in the business, and how lost and you felt. And, you know, like Marisha said, when you open up your phone to 8 negative messages and you are brand new in the business and you don't have anybody to sit there and talk you down in a way that this is not how every day is and that this is not the end and don't give up. I feel like so many people give up because they're lost and they don't have somebody to reach out to. And so I want to encourage you all that your team feels that way. Your team gets discouraged. Your team gets down. You get discouraged. You get down, even if you don't have a team. And I want to encourage you to keep going and pushing past that, because this business is about more than just that one person. You know, this business, I love helping people reach their goals. I wish that this opportunity would have come up about for me years ago, because I feel like a completely different person. And it's not just my health, mentally and emotionally. I feel more confident as a woman. I feel more empowered. I feel like I've been reminded of who I am, and that I have dreams, and that I have wants, and I have things that I want to do with my family and for myself that I guess I had given up on. And I thought that this is just the life that I was to lead. And I was going to nurse until I was 75 years old, and, you know, work until my ankles and my knees didn't work, and I had to get them all replaced. And, you know, I all of a sudden I've started to dream again and dream bigger. And this business has given that to me. And so for somebody to give up because they had 8 negative messages that day, you know, I just want to speak to you and say, don't give up, push past that, keep going, because there's so much more and better on the horizon. You know, the Lord brings this business into our life for a reason, but he expects us to grab hold of it and to run with it and to do something with it. He didn't hand us $1 million. He gave us a business that can make us $1 million, though. And we can, but it's up to us of what we do with it. So I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you, that I love you. I love this team. I'm grateful for it. And I just want you to kill this month and kill the rest of the week. Like I said, I'm going hap crazy right now. I am messaging every single person that's active right now, literally messaging. My Facebook will probably block me. And I'm asking for them to post a picture of me and my before and after, and hoping to get some responses and sell some triple threat out there. I did start an idea for those of you. I had put it on earlier in the month, but I did start a Biggest Loser challenge that I'm integrating with Ben and I, because both of us are using the products. Both of us are losing weight really well right now. And we're going to start a team of people that have already signed up with me this month that are using Triple Threat. I'm going to do some accountability and one-on-one with them into a group. And so I'm hoping, I feel like that's some of I need some success, and I need some different stories too that are coming, results from my customers. And so I'm hoping that this will maintain some longer results with doing this challenge. And so that's something that you guys could always do. People love to do challenges with you. They want to be a part with you. They want to connect with you. And you can easily do the same thing, whether it's hair, skin, and nails, whether it's New You. I did a squat challenge once with New You, and I had a messenger group full of 13 ladies that we all took New You every day, and we did squats until our butts were about to fall off for a month. And we were able to share those results with each other. And that was so much fun. And that's another way. Just think outside the box sometimes as to how you can create community, because guess what? Community, people want to be a part. People want to be with you. That's what it's all about. And that's why Marisha's before and afters are working. That's why my before and afters are working, because people know you. They want to connect with you. You make it believable. You make it legit. You make it real. And so partnering with you, whether it's in a challenge or just seeing your personal results, is what speaks to people. So anyway, go out, get some haps up, get into some different people's networks, mass ad. Let's get to 5,000 followers, all of you crazy people, and let's max out our Facebooks, because I don't know what to do. I keep trying to add people, and it's like, you can't add anybody. It's a wonderful feeling. But anyway, now I got to delete people. All right, I hope you guys have a great night. I appreciate you, and have a good week. I'll talk to you soon.